Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's been a long-standing issue in the United States, the wealth gap between Black and white households. Did you know that the median wealth of white households is nearly 8 times higher than that of Black households? Let's unpack this shocking statistic together. Before we get into the nitty-gritty details, it's crucial to understand why this wealth disparity based on race is so significant. The distribution of wealth in a society reflects systemic inequalities and historical injustices that continue to impact communities today. By exploring these disparities, we can start to address the root causes of economic inequality. Wealth disparities between Black and white Americans are deeply entrenched in the fabric of U.S. society, reflecting centuries of systemic inequality and discrimination. These disparities manifest in various aspects of life, including income, education, home ownership, and access to financial resources. To address and bridge this gap, it is essential to understand the historical context, current statistics, and potential solutions. This closer look aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the Black versus white wealth disparities in America. Historical context: 1.1 Slavery and post-Civil War era. Slavery. For over 2 centuries, African Americans were enslaved and denied the ability to accumulate wealth. Their labor was exploited to build the economic foundation of the United States. Reconstruction. Post-Civil War. During Reconstruction, African Americans briefly gained some political and economic opportunities. However, the period was short-lived, and the rise of Jim Crow laws soon reimposed racial segregation and disenfranchisement. 1.2 20th Century Discrimination. Redlining. In the mid-20th century, federal policies such as redlining systematically denied African Americans access to home loans and mortgages, confining them to impoverished neighborhoods. Employment discrimination. African Americans faced widespread discrimination in the job market, often relegated to lower-paying, less secure jobs with fewer opportunities for advancement. 1.3 Civil Rights Movement and Beyond. Civil Rights Act of 1964. This landmark legislation outlawed major forms of discrimination, but the economic gains were slow to materialize. Affirmative action. Programs aimed at increasing educational and employment opportunities for African Americans have faced continuous political and legal challenges. Current statistics. 2.1 Income disparities. Median household income. As of recent data, the median household income for white families is significantly higher than that of Black families. In 2020, the median household income for white households was approximately $74,912 compared to $45,870 for Black households. Poverty rates. The poverty rate for Black Americans is more than double that of white Americans, with around 19.5% of Black Americans living in poverty compared to 8.2% of white Americans. 2.2 Homeownership. Homeownership rates. Homeownership is a key driver of wealth accumulation. However, the homeownership rate among Black Americans is substantially lower. In 2020, 74.5% of white Americans owned homes compared to 44.1% of Black Americans. Home value appreciation. Black-owned homes tend to appreciate at a slower rate than white-owned homes, partly due to location in under-resourced neighborhoods. 2.3 Education and student debt. Educational attainment. Although educational attainment among Black Americans has improved, significant gaps remain. Black Americans are less likely to hold college degrees compared to their white counterparts. Student debt. Black college graduates are more likely to carry higher student loan debt than white graduates, with Black borrowers owing an average of $25,000 more than their white peers after graduation. 2.4 Wealth accumulation. Net worth. The median net worth of white households is approximately 10 times greater than that of Black households. In 2019, the median net worth for white families was $188,002 compared to just $24,100 for Black families. Inheritance. White families are more likely to receive inheritances and financial gifts, which significantly contribute to their wealth accumulation. Black families, on the other hand, are less likely to receive such financial support. Factors contributing to disparities. 3.1 Systemic racism, discriminatory policies. Historical and ongoing discriminatory policies have systematically disadvantaged Black Americans in areas such as housing, employment, and education. Criminal justice system. Disparities in the criminal justice system disproportionately impact Black Americans, affecting their employment opportunities and economic stability. 3.2 Economic inequality. Wage gaps. Black workers are often paid less than their white counterparts for the same work. This wage gap persists across all education levels and occupations. Unemployment rates. Black Americans consistently face higher unemployment rates compared to white Americans, contributing to economic instability and lower wealth accumulation. 3.3 Education and opportunities. School funding. Schools in predominantly Black neighborhoods often receive less funding, leading to disparities in educational resources and outcomes. Access to higher education. Black students face financial barriers to accessing higher education, including higher levels of student debt and lower rates of college completion. Potential solutions. 4.1 Policy interventions. Affordable housing. Expanding access to affordable housing and enforcing anti-discrimination laws in housing can help increase Black home ownership rates. Education funding. Equitably funding public schools and providing financial support for higher education can help close the education gap. 4.2 Economic opportunities. Job training programs. Investing in job training and skills development programs can enhance employment opportunities for Black Americans. Entrepreneurship support. Providing access to capital and resources for Black entrepreneurs can help foster economic growth and wealth accumulation within Black communities. 4.3 Financial literacy and inclusion. Financial education. Implementing financial literacy programs can empower Black individuals to make informed financial decisions and build wealth. Banking access. Expanding access to banking services and credit can help Black Americans save, invest, and grow their wealth. 4.4 Reparations and wealth redistribution. Reparations. Some advocate for reparations to address the historical injustices and economic disparities faced by Black Americans. This could include direct payments, investments in Black communities, and educational scholarships. Progressive taxation. Implementing progressive taxation and wealth redistribution policies can help reduce income and wealth inequalities. The wealth disparities between Black and white Americans are a complex and deeply rooted issue, reflecting centuries of systemic inequality and discrimination. Addressing these disparities requires a multifaceted approach, including policy interventions, economic opportunities, financial literacy, and potential reparations. By understanding the historical context and current statistics, we can better grasp the magnitude of the problem and the urgent need for comprehensive solutions. Bridging the wealth gap is not only a matter of economic justice, but also a crucial step towards achieving true equality and social cohesion in the United States. Through concerted efforts and collective action, it is possible to create a more equitable and prosperous future for all Americans. In conclusion, the racial wealth gap is not just a statistical anomaly, it is a reflection of systemic injustices that continue to perpetuate inequality in our society. By acknowledging and addressing these disparities, we can work towards a more equitable future for all. It's imperative that we amplify the voices of marginalized communities and advocate for policies that promote economic justice and equality. Now that you've learned about the alarming reality of racial wealth inequality, I encourage you to educate yourself further on this topic. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below and engage in conversations about wealth inequality with others. Together, we can raise awareness, drive change, and strive towards a more just and inclusive society. Thank you for watching, and remember, knowledge is power.